Yeah, hey. Hey guys, sus about that. How are we? We doing good? We okay? Schools go back, which I am so happy about because upstairs are so noisy, so I can't wait for them to not be in the house anymore. So I'm very excited and chirper and chippy today. I meant chirpy and chipper, obviously. Why am I such a fucking idiot? Because I had a few people, one of them being my boyfriend, so he is biased, so we won't count his opinion, but a couple of people say that they really enjoyed my video where I was just chatting whilst I was doing my makeup. I was doing a Q&A, that was it, and they really enjoyed me chatting. So I thought that I would come up with some different kind of segments for my channel. So, are you ready? I was in the shower and literally came up with these in 2 minutes. They're not unique, they're not clever, but I think they're really fun. And so these are my ideas for some segments for my channel. So are you ready? So the first one is Makeup Mondays. It's going to be exactly the same as the videos I have been doing. Second, and today's video will be Topical Tuesdays. I will be talking about a topic that is hot in the news or social media or whatever this week that has really got me going and feeling some kind of way. Full disclosure and transparency straight up, it will no doubt be negative in a rant because I get very easily triggered and I don't really care about positive things. And the third video will be What I've Learned Wednesdays. It will be talking about experiences that I've had and hopefully some helpful suggestions of what I found helpful in that situation. Some won't have solutions, they will just be stories and hopefully maybe lessons. My sister always says that things are either a lesson or a blessing, so hopefully we will either find out some positive things that I've experienced or some negative things and how I learned from them. Okay, I think I've sorted out the light situation. But yeah, so then it will just be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where I will be getting videos ready or having a rest or whatever, but I'll be posting Monday to Wednesday every week, hopefully from now on. Just brush my hair because it was annoying me. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone who's been so supportive, so lovely about my videos, who's like followed me all the way through, who has joined halfway, who has recently subscribed. I thank you all so much. It's so lovely to have this little outlet and to know that you guys enjoy the videos and want to see me progress and do different things. It means such a lot to me, so thank you very much. And particularly thank you to those who have taken part in the polls that I put on my Instagram, like when I'm asking for suggestions as to what to do with my channel and what you guys prefer. I really appreciate it. If you ever want to get involved in the discussion or suggest anything like looks or topics, then please follow me here and I will do my very best to do whatever you guys want me to do, because this is our channel. It's a collaborative effort between us, except I'm the one who puts in the most effort here. Story of my life. But yeah, so Topical Tuesday, here we go. So yeah, Megs and Has. It's been a week, hasn't it? Bless them. I can only... Oh, by the way, I'm going to be doing my makeup in Tuesdays and Wednesdays videos, but the video won't be about the makeup. It will just... I'll put what I'm using in the description, but I won't be putting it on the here because maybe I will. We'll see if I could be asked. But Monday it will be all about the makeup because this is a makeup channel. Sorry, let me just get myself ready because I'm rushing. Queen Liz, are you hacking into my life? Because nothing's going right today. There we go. God, do you not want me to talk about it? I will confess to you, I didn't have particularly strong opinions about this. My thoughts on Meghan and Harry were, and still are, I think that they are a bit... Well, the thing is, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to say because I have no idea who they are. I've never met, and I would be very annoyed if they started trying to describe my character when they don't know anything about me. But I will say I am one of these people who was... I don't think I was very swayed by the tabloid because I know it's a load of bollocks. And I've always been so saddened by what happened to Princess Diana, Queen of my heart, but to Princess Diana, because I just feel like it was so unnecessary and so easily avoided if people just weren't shitheads. But with Meghan and Harry, I've never been a huge fan of Harry's, and I don't really have an opinion on Meghan because I don't know who she is. I've never watched her or anything. I think I saw her in, was it Horrible Bosses? She was in for like half a second blink and you miss her. That's all I've really seen her in. I wasn't like a fan of Suits, I didn't watch it. I'm sure she's a great actress. I know when I heard they were getting married, I was like, oh, that's really cute, that's lovely. Because I've always found Harry really annoying. Like a bit annoying, but that's just because he's a royal. That's literally the only reason. As a person, I've always found him very sweet. I think he's a hard worker, and I think him and William have been through so much in their lives, and they've faced it all with a lot of grace and decorum, way more than I ever could, considering the lives that they live. But yeah, so when they were getting married, I was very excited for them. I didn't really have much of an opinion because it's not me getting married, and who the fuck am I? Piers Morgan, I'm looking at you, baby, because it's got nothing to do with you. But we'll get into that. I felt like everyone just hated her because it was popular to hate her. I also feel like people hated on Kate a little bit at the beginning as well. Everyone was always like, why does she want to be called Catherine? Just let us call you Kate. When she said, oh, I want to be called Catherine. People just, I know that the media was a lot nicer to her, and there's a thing that I saw that my friend posted on Instagram that was like top headlines that explain why Meghan and Harry had to get the fuck out of the UK, and that was very enlightening to see side by side, like the topics about Kate, particularly with her fashion, and then the comments about Meghan. But I do feel that the media just hates for hating's sake, and as this video is proof of, the negative stuff gets the attention. Like, I wouldn't be sitting here talking if it was positive, probably. But anyway, getting on to that interview. Again, I will confess I haven't watched it, but I've seen the top clips and I've seen like the top bits, and I feel like it was very dramatic, but that's, you know, because it was American, and America, they love their, like, Steve Wilkos, my boy, they are as dramatic as you come. Like, it's so dramatic, but that's what sells, isn't it? You know, that's the stuff that's going to get people interested, and that's why people are talking about it, was because it was so dramatic. And I'm sure that that point of their life was so dramatic, and, you know, from what Meghan said, it sounds like they went through a lot. And I put this on my Instagram, but whatever your opinion of Meghan particularly, like her, hate her, don't give a shit about her, whatever your opinion is, I think we can all agree that she came to this country, a foreign country, from a career and a life that I need to get on with my makeup because I'm not going to do anything. Anyway, I'll just get this bit done and then I'll do a bit of makeup and then I'll carry on. But she came to this country from America, which we all know is very different, and has a, I think she said as well, a very romanticized idea of the royal family. Even if you don't know anything about the royal family, you think prince, you think fairy tale, especially if you're in America. I think over here we know a lot more about the royal family and how there are a lot of skeletons in the closet. And I mean, I don't think that the Prince Andrew stuff had come out yet before she came over, so I think she was possibly quite disillusioned before she came over here. She was an actress. She wasn't made for this kind of career. Kate was a commoner, but she was from a middle-class family. Like, she was aware of what it was like to come from money. And even if it was new money, she knew what it was like to live a certain lifestyle. She'd been really highly educated. Meghan's worked for everything that she has. She's come from a very working class family, and she's worked her way up to where she is now. And when she came over to this country and she took on the job as a princess and the Duchess of Sussex, she was very strong, and she did really well. And regardless of your personal opinions of her, which we will get into why I think people have those opinions, regardless of your personal opinions of her, she was really strong, and she worked really hard, and she didn't give up. She loved Harry, and I have no doubt that she loves Harry. I know a lot of people like to throw around that, like, she was in it for the fame. There's so many easier ways to get famous. There are so many other men you can marry that would give you the same notoriety and fame that she has now, but without any of the shit that comes with it. And so if your thinking is, but she only married him for the fame, I don't think so. I think that she genuinely fell in love, and I'm sure the thought of marrying a prince was incredibly alluring, but I think she really loves him, and I think that their relationship now has proved testament to that. They clearly love each other, they clearly want to be together, and I think anyone who questions that without having any information is a tosspot, because who are you to say that they're not in love? If someone came to me and said, no, you don't really love Brandon, I don't know your relationship and I've not been involved, but I've just decided that because you are just an actress and or like just a whatever, and he's of a higher class than you, which is a worrying stance to take anyway, to think that someone is out of their league just because of the family they're born into. But if anyone said anything like that to me, I'd be like, do you want to shut the fuck up? Because you are not involved in my relationship. You have no idea how I feel. So you can have your opinions, of course. Everyone can have their opinions and feel how they feel. But don't speak it like it's fact. And don't spread it if it's just going to cause hurt to people. And those comments about Meghan being a gold digger and that she's only in it to be the new Wallis Simpson and she wants to destroy the royal family and she wants a book deal, she wants this, she wants that. Shut up. It isn't helping anyone. They're married now. If all of that's true, doesn't matter. They're married. So he'll find out, won't he? If she is horrible and she's this awful snake that everyone seems to think she is, which I don't, but if she is that, they're married now, aren't they? So clearly your being negative didn't work because he married her and they seem really happy. Archie is fucking adorable. He is so cute. His little face is just adorable. I just think he's such a cute baby. He clearly has the best of both of his parents. He's just adorable. And he seems so happy, you know? He seems like such a happy baby. And they have shielded him from so much with their decision to move away. And I know he's too young to understand fully what happened, but he seems like he's growing and thriving where he is. And for them to all be together as a family is wonderful, because as we saw with the last time someone that the royal family didn't like married into the family, it doesn't always end up like that. It doesn't always end up with the family being in one piece. So I admire them massively for doing what is best for their family, and to hell with the consequences, because I'm sure it is very tempting, particularly for Harry, to stay in an institution that you know and that you've grown up in and you feel secure in, but he's doing what he knows is best for his family, and I can't feel anything but admiration for that, regardless of what you think of them as people. I just think that people get so caught up in what you think of them as people and not look at every decision that they make, which is sad, because no one is all good and no one is all bad. You know, there are things that you can see in people that you admire. Even if you don't like them as a person, there can be things that you admire about them, unless they're Prince Andrew kind of people, in which case not really. But you know, if it's just that you don't really naturally get on with them as a person, there is always something you can see in them though that you like. And if you can't, then that says more about you than it does about them, because you're not really looking very hard, are you? Moving on to this was the main triggering thing for me. So I hate Piers Morgan, I hate Jeremy Clarkson, I hate that kind of man. The sexist, misogynistic, they gaslight, they filibust, Dr. Phil word, they filibust and talk over people, and they're the loudest person in the room. So that's why people always think that they've won the argument, because they just shout down anyone else and they don't want to hear anyone else's opinion. Whoever the woman is that sits next to him, she needs it on ITV, on Good Morning Britain, she needs to fucking quit to make a show that she's embarrassing herself by sitting next to him every day and just allowing him to spew this utter hatred. And I don't blame her, obviously, because she's got to do her job, hasn't she? Like, that's her job. But I just think that, like, if I was her, I'd be like, nah, I'm off. I'm gonna, or not even quit, just strike until he shuts the fuck up and lets her get lets her get a word in edgeways. The ITV, I think you're disgusting. Like, the fact that you allow him to sit there and say the things he's said, his comments, trigger warning, I'm going to be talking about the bigger S word. So if you find that triggering, then maybe click off this video. I will put a trigger warning in the description. So hopefully you will have been forewarned about anything that I'm going to discuss. But his comments about how Meghan felt towards the end of them living over here, just when she was a few months pregnant with Archie. I'm sure we've all seen it. I won't say exactly what she said, but for him to say that that's not true and she didn't feel that way. I've always been a big believer that you can't police people's thoughts. People can think whatever the fuck they want. And I think that that's a disgusting thought to have. But if you must have it in your brain and work on, why do I feel that way? Because I have said and felt some horrible things in the past, but I would never ever say anything like that that would spew hatred to that person. And if I felt that way, I would educate myself to not feel that way. And regardless of whether he felt like she was saying that for attention or whatever, does it matter? Does it matter what you think? That's what she says she felt. And you going on national TV and saying that that's not true is so unhelpful. It's almost criminal. Like, it's the most unhelpful thing you could possibly say. And I obviously have a small enough channel that I can, you know, get away with saying these things without having to worry about being sued. But I'm sure he has a lot of skeletons in his closet, which is why he wants the narrative to focus on her and not switch back to Andrew, I don't sweat, Windsor. Because why are you so worried about her and what she's doing? Like, this person who's half your age. Is she? Probably not half his age. She looks like it, because he looks like a dried up potato. But yeah, I just feel like people like him are so... And listen, I'm negative. Brandon can tell you I get triggered at the stupidest things. I get angry at all the wrong people. I don't claim to be done with my journey of learning how to communicate and learning what opinion is correct. And I've got a lot of growing to do, and I would never pretend that I'm perfect and that I'm done. But I also am very careful who I say the things I say to whilst I'm learning, because I would never want to be the reason that somebody feels like their experience doesn't matter and silenced. And I do think that people like Piers Morgan and the press in general, but particularly him, because I feel like he does it intentionally. I feel like he knows what he's doing. I think a lot of the time they're still as bad, but a lot of the media just covers it because it's being covered, and it's like, oh my God, quickly, we've got to get in, because otherwise everyone else is going to get the scoop and we're going to be left behind. I feel like people like Piers Morgan want to pretend like they're super, super educated and be kind of like contrary, and I'm the last of the great Brits who will say what they feel, and all these snowflakes can go to hell because I'm not going to listen to them. Like, I feel like that's his agenda, and I don't feel like he I think he knows exactly what he's doing, and I think he knows a lot more about what is acceptable to say than he lets on. I think he tries to like play ignorant and be like, oh, it's a nanny state, I'm getting policed at what I can and can't say. I think he knows exactly what he's doing when he does those things. So yeah, I think he's disgusting. The royal family in general, I've got a lot of opinions. So The biggest thing that people say to keep the royal family as being funded by the taxpayers is that they say that the royal family bring in a lot of tourism, and we as a country couldn't survive if we didn't have the royal family. I think that's a load of bullshit, and I'll tell you why. So me and Brandon went to London a few weeks ago, not a few weeks ago, Beth, you idiot, a few months ago. And obviously I am from High Wycombe originally, which is like nearish London. It's not exactly, but it's nearer than Plymouth is. And so I've been there a few times, and my big thing has always been, when I go to Buckingham Palace, I don't go with the hope of getting a glimpse at Queen Liz. I go because I want to see the building, because it's a historical monument. Now, if they had skipped the country and moved to Argentina, I would have absolutely no idea. I wouldn't know that they weren't there. No one would, because how the fuck are you supposed to know? They're barely there. They're in Windsor. Like, they aren't there. So keep the buildings. Sure, keep Windsor and Buckingham Palace. Get rid of Sandringham. That's a private property. No one goes. Why would we have it? And give them a little 2 up, 2 down in Croydon. No, give them a nice place. Sure, they expect it, especially Charles and Camilla and Liz and Phil. Like, give them those to live out their days, and put the money that we give to them to support their lifestyle, give that back to the country, give that to charity, give that back to the tourism board, give that back to the people that live here, put it into the arts and theatre, and create a new generation that can bring in tourism with their incredible talent. And I just think that William and Kate, I've said this on my Instagram as well, but they do so much for charity, which is wonderful. I'm never going to knock that, but they've got fuck all else to do. Like, that's their life, is to do charity. So maybe instead of us subsidising their lifestyle, why don't we just put the money straight into charity and they can get themselves little jobs? We don't need a royal family. I hate it as an institution. I have a problem with institutionalised communities anyway. I feel like it's an excuse for tyranny under the guise of community, and I don't think that we need it. So, there, get rid of it. The sad thing is, I don't think anything's going to happen. I think that they were very brave, and I know that they needed to do it to, you know, get out how they feel about that part of their lives, particularly Harry. That was a massive part of his life, and I know that he feels a lot of loyalty to his family, of course. It must be very difficult to look in the newspaper and to see people telling you how you feel about your family and about a situation, because, you know, that's not what he's saying. He's not saying that he feels angry towards his family, and he's not saying that he hates his family. He just loves his wife, and he just loves his baby more, and I think that he's to be admired for that. And I know that those that care about him, I'm sure, will have no problem with them speaking up. I don't think they said anything offensive. I think that they were very clever in the way that they made it seem like they were going to say more than they did. I think it's very interesting that Buckingham Palace and Windsor got themselves into a bit of a tizzy over what was going to be said. I think that's very telling, that, you know, they were so scared about what was going to come out. It's like, well, if you're scared, then what do you know? What do you know that you did? So yeah, I think that was very clever of them. I think it makes them realise that if they want to, then they can say whatever they want. So hopefully the royal family will stop spouting off rubbish about them, because I hope that they've been scared into thinking, oh God, okay, maybe let's just keep quiet about it and stop saying all this negative stuff. But at the end of the day, Meghan's pregnant, she's having a baby, they've got their lovely little boy Archie, and I'm really happy that they're happy. And as someone who comes from a very broken and dysfunctional family, I hope that Harry and his family, and Meghan and hers as well, find some way back to each other, and I hope that they come to understand each other and at least can discuss these things and come to some kind of resolution, because it's not fun, it's not nice having, it's fun and it's drama for people because it's a famous family, but from experience I know it's not fun, and no one wants to be disjointed from their family. So I really do hope that they all manage to have a conversation about it and listen to each other and take on each other's feelings. As far as the royal family being the institution that it is, I think that that will carry on for at least the next 20 years, 30 years, as long as Prince Charles gets into power. I mean, he's been waiting his whole life for this, really. Can we blame him for wanting to live the high life? He's been waiting forever for mummy to die. Can I say that? Can you say that in this day and age? Can you talk about the Queen dying? Because I know if you used to talk about Henry VIII dying, but that was heresy, wasn't it? But yeah, in conclusion, I think it was a very smart move. I think it got them a lot of support, and I think it highlighted a lot of things that we already know about the press. So, I mean, really, what's going to change? But at least they got their feelings about the whole situation out, while still being very respectful with it, I think. And I think it also highlighted as, you know, something that we all kind of know anyway, but obviously England is incredibly racist, but also really xenophobic. Like, we hate Americans. What is it about that? Like, the whole Wallis Simpson thing showed that. I mean, I know it was because she was a divorcee, and oh my God, heaven forbid. But, you know, Piers Morgan's post about, you know, with the picture of Meghan next to a picture of Wallis Simpson, and it's like, maybe it's time to stop letting our princes marry Americans. It's like, what is up with it? Why do we think we're so superior? Our royal family is like built on incest. I don't understand why we think we're so wonderful. Why? Because we try and keep the bloodline pure? It's gross. We're so fucking weird. I hate this country. Well, no, actually, I don't hate this country. I hate the 1% in this country. The people who think that we are Great Britain and we are great. Like, you know, that just doesn't seem to see any issue with this country and the way that we run things. There's like no problems. Everything's fine. Don't talk about it. And I think the royal family have got something which my family had when I was growing up, which was like, don't show the join. So basically, like, don't let anyone know that anything is going wrong ever. Make it look like it's all perfect, because we couldn't possibly have the name tainted. And that's, I think, what it sounds like the royal family have as well. And it's a very old way of thinking, and hopefully when the older generation die out, that way of thinking will die out with them, because it's disgusting and it's harmful and it ruins people's lives, and I can testify for that. It ruins people's lives when they feel like they can't talk about things and they're not allowed to show their true feelings. They have to pretend like everything's okay just to keep the few happy. It's very damaging as an adult, and as, of course, as a child, but I just mean like when you become an adult, you still have those issues. And I don't know, I just think people are selfish. Older people in families tend to be very selfish sometimes and prioritise their own feelings. And if I were ever to have children, which I don't think I will, but if I was ever to have children, I hope that I would never make my children push down how they feel just to make me feel comfortable. That's kind of my last feelings on it. And here is the finished look, and that is me done for today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you like this new segment, if you like the idea of the other segments that I'm going to do. It was really fun to just be a bit more chatty and to talk about some things that are happening, so I really hope that you enjoy it. And make sure that you check in tomorrow for What I Learned Wednesday. I haven't decided what I'm going to discuss, so maybe I'll do a poll. So if you see this video, head over to my Instagram, have a look at the poll that I've got up there, and vote for what you would like me to talk about tomorrow. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please make sure that you give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more like this. And if you have ideas for looks for me to do whilst I'm discussing my topics, then let me know down in the comments or DM me. My Instagram will be in the description. But thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you soon. Bye!